All right, guys, what if I told you I had a full-blown in-person conversation in Spanish without knowing any? Well, it happened, and that's because I was using these new AI translating earbuds called the Timekettle W4s. Absolutely insane experience, to be honest. And I also got my hands on this one over here. This is the Timekettle new T1. And this one also does like real-time translations, but it does a lot more. But trust me, I know seeing is believing, so I'll show you guys what those conversations actually looked like. But before we do, let's jump into the box and see what we get inside of here. So for me, the first place I had to take these W4s was the barbershop. My barber, Rafael, doesn't really speak any English, but listen, a good haircut will transcend language barriers. I don't care what anybody says. So I've been going to him for like the last 3 years, and we'd occasionally like pull out our phones and use the translation features to ask each other a question or say something. So it's definitely not something we could use for a sustained conversation. But let me show you guys how it went with these. All right, guys, so we're finally in my barbershop. This is my guy, Rafael. He's going to be taking care of us, but this is where I try the Timekettle to actually use it in my own personal life and see how it goes. All right, boss. You wear this one, and I'm gonna wear this one. Let me know if you hear it translating for you.
Sí.
Okay, yeah, that's translated pretty well.
Sí, está correcto, te entiendo perfectamente.
All right, yeah, so it's, let me bring this brightness down, but it looks like it's actually working, you guys. This could be like the first time we actually have a conversation while I'm in the chair without needing to pull out our phones. Yeah?
Oh, perfecto, sí, muy bien.
Yeah.
Es incómodo trabajar así sin hablar, pero ahora nos vamos a entender perfectamente.
That's true, yeah. Usually, because like your barber, it's usually like your therapist. And for us, we just had to stay silent this whole time.
Oh, sí, es incómodo.
All right.
Pero ya está la solución.
Yeah, you're right. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead, get this mop taken care of, and now we could chat it up. And that was my first time actually using the W4s. So I absolutely walked away completely impressed and shocked because that's never happened. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I was mad at myself for forgetting the ear hooks that are inside of the box. Now, if you watch any of my earbud videos on this channel, you know they can never stay in my ears. And this did a decent job for the most part, but it eventually fell out because of life. But if I just brought these hooks with me, it would have made my life a lot easier. Just like that. It's in, it's got the hook, it's not going anywhere. I would have been completely fine with this. Of course, it stayed perfectly in his ears. This is just my life. And at this moment, my mind was kind of blown at how well this was working. Now, you do have to wait a couple of seconds for the translation to kick in when you're having these real-time conversations. I mean, to me, that makes complete sense because the earbuds have to recognize what's being said and then spit out the translation. I'm not gonna lie, it was low-key kind of funny to see a joke hit a few seconds after we said it. But honestly, what really had me impressed here was the fact that it was working so well in a barbershop. There were clippers buzzing everywhere and even less than a foot away from my earbud because I was getting my hair cut. And the reason they're able to work so well is because these are bone conducted and they have what Timekettle calls their bone voice print sensor. This can capture the wearer's voice accurately and even filter out like environmental sound, as you can see right here. So you don't really have to worry about like external sounds messing up the captured dialogue and then messing up your translation. Even with all of this going on, we were able to have our conversation at a normal volume.
Thank you, sir. Muchas gracias.
Appreciate it, man. And speaking of messing up the translation, because these use AI semantic recognition, the system can accurately take in what's being said and not just base its translation on the words, but the context and meaning behind the words so it can accurately translate. Basically, it won't get tripped up on words that sound the same, but have different spellings or meanings. I love the way that this worked in real time, just having an earbud in each person's ear, just having the conversation, it flowed naturally. Now, of course, it does take some getting used to the timing of everything with the translation compared to when actual dialogue is spoken. But I think within a few exchanges, both sides kind of understand the flow of it all, and then you can just start speaking more naturally in a way that just works with these earbuds. So I love the ease of use for this. You just pop them in your ears, you set the languages that you want to translate, and then boom, you're just having a conversation, nothing in between you, no barriers. This is frictionless. But if you're looking for a little bit more, maybe you want your translator to also be like your travel companion, the new T1 is absolutely insane in that regard. And if you don't believe how good this is, let's go bother Gene. So we got the new T1, we got Gene over here. We're gonna now just jump into chat translation. And on this side, let's see, this way speak French, this way speak English, and all we gotta do is go from here. So basically you just kind of put this in the middle, and let's see. Okay, Gene, so tell me how much you love this job.
Alors dis-moi à quel point tu aimes ce travail.
Là, messieurs, vous allez voir une situation dans laquelle votre boss essaie de vous piéger.
There, sir, you are going to see a situation in which your boss is trying to trap you.
Gee, how you gonna do me like that?
I thought he was gonna say the sweetest.
I'm like, oh, French, it sounds so nice.
Mais sur un ton plus sérieux, je vais dire que j'apprécie beaucoup de travailler ici et j'apprécie de travailler avec Judd parce que ça me permet en quelque sorte de m'exprimer en pleine créativité. J'ai pas beaucoup de limites. J'ai qu'à faire ce que je pense sera bon pour la vidéo et le plus souvent il va approuver.
But on a more serious note, I'm going to say that I really enjoy working here and I enjoy working with Jude because it allows me to kind of express myself creatively. I don't have a lot of limits. I just do what I think will be good for the video and more often than not he'll approve.
Dang.
That was listen, shout out to Gene. That was like a long statement and it translated that perfectly. My goodness.
C'était comme une longue déclaration et cela a été traduit. Parfaitement. Mon Dieu.
Did that just translate
Yeah, that
well
was
too? Oh man. Okay, so this is actually really impressive. Thank you, Gene. I'm touched. Now, in a real conversation, that's great. Obviously, because we're talking, we're having like side convos, it's picking up on a lot of the other things. But even the side things that I was mentioning just now, Gene heard it and it translated that perfectly, and I wasn't even directed towards him. So it'll pick up the things that are spoken in the language it's translating and get everything translated. That I'm really impressed because that was a long statement and it sounded just like the way you expressed it. Oscar, you ready to give it a try?
Oh man.
Now that was us in chat translation, but there's also like one-click translation. So with these buttons, I can just press, say a phrase, and then it'll translate. And then when he's ready, I'll press, let him say a phrase or say whatever he needs to, and then it'll translate it as well. So basically, this is gonna be my button, that's gonna be yours.
Okay.
Oscar, do you know where the tripod is that was left upstairs? And then we'll hear the translation.
Oscar, ¿sabes dónde está el trípode que se dejó arriba?
And then, how did that sound, first of all?
Sounded great. Yeah.
Okay, so now,
Sí, la bajé acá abajo en la sala.
Yes, I brought it down here in the living room.
and just like that. So if it's not like something that's gonna be like an ongoing conversation, you just need like a quick translation, you can just go with these two buttons and kind of get the job done. Now, I imagine this being useful at, let's say, I don't know, like a restaurant or something, right? Where you just wanna place a quick order. Hey, can you please grab me some water?
Hola, ¿puedes traerme un poco de agua, por favor?
You know,
Yeah.
so the waiter, waitress, they'll understand that. That's easy.
If you're asking for direction also in the street.
Yeah, and there's actually a specific feature built into this just for that. So the buttons definitely could be used for like a quick phrase of like, hey, do you know the directions to wherever. But it actually has stuff like that built into the software. So you can ask for directions, but there's other really cool features that would be useful if you're abroad. So you can see currency exchange rates. You can actually see the times in different time zones. So I got Tokyo, Washington, the US dollar versus Japanese yen. And then you can even look up common expressions. You can have them populate right here. So like going to the bank, traffic, an emergency, all these different things. This thing is legitimately supposed to be like a really helpful travel companion. So just like with the common expressions, you can use this like ask for directions feature to do like your own custom, basically like your own custom version of like things that you might want to say. Like you can say, can we communicate? Or how do you get to maybe the place that you're staying if you happen to be lost? You can say, hey, how do I get back to the Marriott on whatever street? And then maybe you can get help. So you can have these preset things that you can maybe pull up and walk up to anybody and kind of ask them, which I think is pretty cool. B, what language you got for us?
I don't got no language. That's all I got.
See, we got some bilinguals, we got some trilinguals.
I got my wedding speech saved. All right, let's see what I remember. Oscar y yo queremos dar las gracias a todos por estar aquí con nosotros hoy. No hay nada mejor que reunir a los que significan tanto para nosotros y siendo un sweet. Oh no, see, that's where it stops.
Oh no. All right, let's.
I want to thank everyone for being here with us today. There is nothing better than bringing together those who mean so much to us. Being not if it is.
Uh-oh, that's where we lost it. It was a good start. I felt welcomed. I felt very welcome.
Happy to see me. Should have heard the huge applause she got.
Oh, really? Because do you speak Spanish? Do you understand it?
Kind of.
Un poquito. I didn't even use this. I didn't even use it. Obviously that's dope, but let me show you what else is kind of cool with this. So one of the cool things is that there's a listening mode with the new T1, where if, let's say you're in a place where you're not doing the talking, you're just listening, you can put it in listening mode. And then from here, like right now, we have a YouTube video, which this could be awesome for people who want to watch something, but there are no subtitles. You can go ahead and let's play this. This is in Hindi, speaking about a Japanese anime. So there's levels to this. And we're going to see where we can do with this.
पोतरो लिव्स अलोन के एपिसोड नंबर 1 के स्टार्टिंग में हमें दिखाए थे एक छोटा सा बच्चा जिसके हाथ में एक ट्रॉली वाला बैग होता है.
All right, so it just listened to all of that, and let's see how it actually translated it. You guys know the story, so how's this look?
Find the tissues. I remember that part.
Do you remember the story to line up with the way this guy's explaining it and the way this is translating his explanation?
Yeah, so even for me, I watched this a long time ago. So for me, reading it, it's him at the store, he's asking for the tissues.
I heard you, I saw the memory come back to you when you was like, the tissues.
And then the lady's like, oh, like you're such a good kid, like,
yeah,
you're helping your mom, but it's for himself. He's not helping anybody. And so, like, if you didn't watch it and you're reading this, I feel like it was a good depiction of what that was.
Now, there are also a few more modes that the new T1 offers. Landscape mode, which allows you to have a side-by-side conversation if you aren't sitting across from each other, like at a restaurant or like Jin and I were. There's also an offline mode, so if you aren't in a place with good service or Wi-Fi, you can still reliably translate your conversations, so you're never stuck when you have this. Not to mention, there's a built-in camera on the back of the new T1, so if there's written text anywhere, maybe like a poster or some signage, and you don't understand it, and that's in a different language, you can use that camera to take a photo of it, and then it'll translate all of the text. So I love the fact that the new T1 offers multiple ways of having conversations and doing different translations, and even a couple of features that aren't about translations. And I imagine with future software updates, it'll only get better. Now, personally, this is going to be an absolute must for me whenever we travel to a country that speaks a different language. I'm not joking when I say I think language barriers are seriously going to be a thing of the past. Like the tech that's going into this and the use of AI and the fact that they just get smarter and support more languages, and it's going to be insane. We're going to be able to literally just have a conversation with someone and it's just gonna be as free flowing as speaking to someone in your own native language. So I'm excited for this. Of course, you guys know I'll have links to these down below in the description. I'm curious though, what do you guys think would be the option that you would go with? The all-around travel buddy that the new T1 is, or something that simply allows you to just talk to anyone using your own language? Let me know with a comment down below. But these two, definitely legit. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.